What's up, guys? It's me, Daniel, with VintageMagic.com with our friend Mike. Mike?
How you doing?
Mike is from Rhode Island. If you guys don't know what that is the smallest state. Is Delaware?
No, smallest. Rhode Island is the smallest.
That is the smallest state by square footage, or not square footage, but
yes.
Well, whatever the heck you want to call it. So, by the way, guys, I took a red-eye flight, and I'm a little tired, so if I ramble on like I normally don't, I'm just kidding. I always ramble on. All right, guys. So we're here at GP New Jersey 2017. Mike has been very, very kind to invite us to show us something very special. He's been collecting for the very beginning, right?
Yes,
Gen Con beginning, the very first one.
Yes, 1993.
Okay, so
when
guys,
it debuted.
you're talking about a guy who has seen it all, seen the beginning. So tell us that moment in Gen Con when you first went. Was Magic a thing, or was it other games?
It was not. When I went, like I said, I guess the catalog or the convention program, there was a one-page ad from Wizards of the Coast, this new game, Magic the Gathering. And so I'm interested in it because I'm a role-play gamer, D&D at heart, so anything fantasy-related, card games, it was cool. It seemed like a cool new venture to get into. And this one-page flyer, they advertised the Hurlmoon Minotaur. And no disrespect to the artist, it is great art, but back in the day, that didn't really what a boring card this looks like. And so why would I want to invest in this time and money in this game? Because I wasn't very impressed by their promotional thing. So I returned home a few months later at my local game store, the Gamekeeper, Providence, Rhode Island. Unfortunately, he's no longer there anymore, but the owner, Larry Whalen, great guy, great man. Magic was getting to be a big thing locally. So I'm like, okay, I'll buy a few boxes. I'll see what this is about. And I started falling more in love with the art of the cards. Mechanics, back then, the game was simple. The game was more fun back then. And I've never played competitively. I was more into it for the fun.
Kitchen table Magic.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. Got a couple of my friends hooked, and we had a rotating group of weekly Magic players. And yeah, it was more for the fun.
So that's awesome. So real quick before we get into because I'm interested in a lot. I actually have a ton of questions.
Okay.
And you're the one that's awake, so I'm gonna let you do all the talking. So the first thing is, back in the day, explain to everybody back in the day when there wasn't Magic, the world of no Magic, there was D&D, right?
Yes.
What were people playing and why were they playing it?
Well, Magic was the forerunner of the trading card game industry. Before that, there really wasn't a card game market to speak of. It was role-playing games. Like I said, the Gamekeeper store, half of the store was board games and things from overseas, different types of board games, and the other half of the store was role-playing stuff.
So it was really just role-playing D&D and board games?
Yeah.
That was the Wild West?
That was it. That was it back in the day. That's what we had.
Now, did anybody at that time ever been like, well, why the hell would they not just make some card game? Did anybody think of that? Did anybody ever think of that idea?
I don't think it was ever voiced, not in my presence.
Interesting.
Anyway. But when I saw that ad in the Gen Con program, I was like, well, this is interesting because this I've not seen anything like this before. It's a fantasy-based strategy card game.
Interesting. So that was that was novel as hell.
Right.
Wow.
Exactly.
That's unbelievable to me. I mean, fast forward 2017, you're just like, well, shit, everybody does it.
Yeah, it's so common now. It's
crazy.
It's insane. But I actively bought sets up from 93 to 98.
Okay.
And
so sets. Okay. So talk about set collecting. I mean, you have these in what we call nowadays, they're binders, but they're kind of relics to a lot of people. Back in the day, tell me what was the process? Did you open the packs and really want to have that nostalgia to make sets and stuff? Like what was the process there?
It was great. Like you said, every set, Larry was like, how many boxes you want from the new set? You know, I would usually get between 2 to 4 boxes. Where all those extra cards are now, I couldn't tell you. But yeah, it was fun. It was like, okay, opening these packs, you know, what am I going to get here? What's the cool, unique stuff that I'm going to see in here?
Right.
And
so you were like, when you're opening the packs, did you have a set list you were looking for?
absolutely not.
Okay, so
Absolutely not.
it was like a mystery. It was all a mystery.
It was all new. It was
Wow.
new territory. So it's like, you know, oh, it's a Mox. Well, okay, well that looks like a pretty cool card. It doesn't cost anything to put out, and it's basically free mana. You know, it's like extra mana. It's like, all right, that's pretty cool. But
So you were looking for cards to play with,
yes.
right? So what was what attracted you to make your decks? Like, was it the creatures? Was it the artifacts? What are some things that you look for when you were making decks?
Like I said, a lot of the artifacts appealed to me. I wasn't big into making creature-based decks, weenie-based decks. You know, I did play them occasionally, but I'm more of a control type player. So cards like
Well, that's a surprise.
Icy Manipulator.
Oh God, I love that card.
Back those days, those even, you know, that strategy was so viable, and you know, it was not the normal strategy. So
Guys, real quick, he was talking about kitchen table, guys. This is real kitchen table magic. Look very carefully. This is a Vesuvian Doppelganger white border that has black, beautiful shuffling, where this is the type of thing that Magic was back in the day, because there was no sleeves.
yeah, it's sleeveless.
There was no sleeves?
No.
Oh my God.
No sleeves, right?
So was that? Did anybody say, well, that's my cards are getting damaged? They didn't care about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was some of that mindset there. It's like, especially to me, because it's like, man, I wish I had sleeves that I could put these in and shuffle them and maintain the quality of the cards.
What was that eureka moment? Did they finally came out with that eventually?
Yeah, but cards were so hard to shuffle in the sleeves back in the day. 'Cause they were just
They're bulky.
cumbersome. They were cumbersome. And, you know, you're playing with 60 card decks,
Right.
and a lot of the fun formats we played for kitchen table, you know, we'd like 100 card decks, because technically back in the day there was no size limit to the deck.
Right.
Your deck could be as large as you wanted it to be. So we do ridiculous things, you know, stacks, a deck stack, and you couldn't even shuffle it. You know, you'd have to do it in bit pieces. Playing for ante.
Oh, Auntie, tell us, did you ever bet anything?
Oh yeah.
Were you a gambling guy?
I hated the ante aspect of it.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, you turn over the top card. It's like, oh my god, that's a key card to my deck. It's like, no, I don't want to lose that. So a lot of times at the game store where I played a lot, it's like, okay, it was more like a gentleman's agreement. It's like, okay, we'll flip the card for ante, so that card's out of play, but we understand the cards. You know, we want to keep them. So.
But there were hardcore gamblers out there. I heard,
oh yeah.
Back in the day.
Right.
Now these two are kind of interesting. You guys have probably seen this, but this is the newer, like a 5th edition type of Mirage block encyclopedia. But this is the original. I think there's maybe another one. No, there was a smaller one, but this is a big one. This is the official encyclopedia. It's kind of cool. Oh, I like this. Why don't they make these kind of product things anymore?
Well,
holy moly, look at this. Discontinued. Well, you're kidding me, right? You gotta be kidding. Well, hopefully it's discontinued.
I would hope so, right? That's why this is a reason.
But, I mean, you know, you were saying something really interesting. You were saying that your favorite artist was Doug Schuler.
Yes.
And you appreciated, here's Psionic Blast for Doug Schuler, you appreciated the simplicity. What was it about the Magic art that really caught your eye on?
It was new. It was unique. It's not something you ever saw in any of the role-playing products before. I mean, they had to convey the essence of a card in a picture, and that always fascinated me. It's like, how is this artist, you know, they're given this card, I'm sure they're given what the card does, and flavor text maybe. So how do they convey that in an image on the card? That was always interesting to me.
So when you played the game, there was no question
that the card you saw was the card, right?
Right.
Back in the day.
That's it.
And nowadays you've seen the cards. So, I mean, you gotta have like a microscope to kind of see some of the images.
It's impossible, right? The text and I mean the cards today look 100 times better professionally.
Sure.
They're everything looks great about them, but there's something about the old feel, the way the old cards looked. There was no set numbering, there's no set abbreviations, there's no symbols on the cards, and it was like, oh, am I playing with? Are these the rare cards? That was kind of a secondary thing to me. I'm opening packs, and it's like, all right, are these uncommons, are these rares? Whatever. Is it a cool looking card? And just if you're familiar enough with the old game, it's like you look at a card, it's like, yeah, that's a powerful card to play.
Right.
In the old format.
This is the Wild West.
Yeah.
Where here's some. These are he mentioned. Mike told me these were the original cards he had Gen Con. He had signed by the artists. Now, were these artists celebrities back in the day? Were there lines to meet them?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Our artists at gaming conventions are everybody wants to get something customized, altered, just an autograph, And I know the cards I have here autographed, they're all common cards, they're nothing spectacular rare. But just having the autograph and it's like, yeah, this is cool.
This is awesome. I love this. Yeah, so guys, this is a lot of history. I mean, this is what? Almost a decade.
Oh, more than 20 years.
20 years of just collecting random different sets. And so what happened I see some unglued anthologies. Tell me why did you stop collecting, or what ended up happening to your collection?
A couple things. Like I said, I collected religiously up through '98, which was the Exodus, Stronghold, and Tempest block, whatever that block was called, Weatherblade or whatever. And by that point, the cards, again, the quality of the cards always kept improving. But mechanic-wise, things were changing. It wasn't as simple as it used to be. When they have to put an ability on a card and they have to give you the rule text on the game card, that's cumbersome. That I don't want to read a whole paragraph of what does buyback mean.
Yeah.
And on every card, that takes away more from the fun of the card. I don't want a rules card. I want a fun playable card. And back in the day, yeah, the sets were small enough where if somebody laid a card down on the table, you could tell you knew what that card was by the art. Every piece of art was signature.
Right.
Immediately, you didn't have to read the card. You knew what it was. If you played for any time, you knew what the card was just by the art, and I love that. But then mechanics change, and they start doing different things to encourage different deck strategies. And I understand that's a way for them to continue to keep the game fresh. But yeah, I didn't like that.
That kind of got you away from.
Yeah, it was like, okay, it was developing into a different kind of game at that point. It wasn't classic Magic. It wasn't vintage Magic. It didn't have that old school feel.
Right, which you grew up with and you appreciated. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
That's crazy. So, what is your favorite set of all time? Do you have any favorites?
My personal favorite set, even though I don't have majority of the set, was Legends. I think Legends was the pinnacle of the sets for me. I loved everything that came out of Legends. That's when they introduced the multicolored cards.
Yes.
And those were the legendary creatures. That's where
Did people actually cast those back in the day?
Absolutely.
Huh.
Absolutely.
I've never been able to cast it without getting it, like, people laughing at me.
Well, format I really like now is Commander format.
Yeah. Do you still play?
Not actively. But a few years back, I got the bug again to try to start, and I built Commander decks because I could use the legendary creatures from any of the older sets, and it was like, yeah, this is fun. It's a one-off format, but I got to use all these older cards, and it's like when you're playing it with newer, younger players, they're like, what is that card? Oh my God, you got one of those. I went into my local store with some of my older sets, and they're like, "Wow, you have Moxes." It's like, "Yeah, I got Moxes." Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, this is great. This is, guys, this is, it's interesting. A couple things. Every serious collector that I've seen over the years of buying collections, they've always had these square pieces of paper that they've inserted that's missing. And I know it sounds really quirky to you guys and weird, but that was the innocence of set collecting. That was what Magic was. People collected and kept track of the cards. And look at these binders. I mean, this is as good as it gets. All my color, but people don't do that anymore. People don't collect or organize their cards. They just buy the decks to play a game and they just throw them back, And that's sad. It's sad because there's so much history. This is what I'm talking about. There's so much history behind these cards. It's insane.
Right.
It's really too bad.
It is.
This brings back all the memories. I love it. Well, Mike, I really appreciate you coming out and just spending the time to share. And I mean, these are incredible memories. I hope you guys take away and really learn something really cool and see something cool. This is by the way, this is the poster, right? That's sealed.
Yep.
I'm not going to open it for now.
I think there's actually 2 of them there.
Yeah, but I think it's like a little commemorative poster back in the day when they gave out, and you can hang them on your wall, just like the OG, man. Hey guys, we're in New Jersey. Look at this place. It is absolutely freezing. 20 degrees. 20 degrees. All right, guys. Thanks again, Mike. Thanks again. You are awesome.
Thank you, Danny.
And I appreciate everyone watching the channel. I appreciate all the support. This is, I hope this becomes like 20 years from now, if you're watching this video, Mike's a legend. I mean, he was at the first Gen Con. I mean, that's awesome. All right, guys, take care, and I hope you guys have a great week.